Gang, it is wild to me how we've gotten the same jazz track twice. 2 streams in a row. When it shuffled off of my playlist, we got the same jazz track. Anyway, hello. You're to my right now. They might be asking why. Well, it's pretty simple. My N64 is under my bed, and you're on my bed right now. I have a bag of pretzels. Munchy crunchy. I gotta pull up. I know you. Hi, fan. Hello. I'm pulling up my splits right now. There we go. That's actually a perfect spot for him. And I want to do settings, and I want to set the start and stop split thing to space. Hellos. Or speedrunning Super Mario 64. Which capture is this? I realize it needs to be above the pin, I think. I labeled it. Excuse me. I can't tell if the splits look better or worse. Above or below. Oh, better. Below. There we go. How are you, Fen? How's it hanging? I'm going to sip you some water and then dive right into the speed runs, but I'm ready for good chat hours. How's life treating you? Whoops. Doing okay? So glad to hear it. Make sure my chair doesn't bonk the microphone this time. Turn up the TV just a little. See that sound?
It's me, Mario!
Beautiful. I realize it's probably pretty loud
Hello!
on stream in comparison to me. Turn it down like that much. Hopefully that's a little, I bet you can go a little higher. Maybe that's a reasonable balance, I think. Doing okay? New College is strange? Yeah, New College, I can imagine. I'm not at New College, but the new experiences are still strange. I have my N64 controller. I'm jazzed and I'm ready. Make sure my file's set. Here we go.
It's me, Mario!
I will be glancing at chat where I can during the run.
Okie dokie.
Like right now.
Dear Mario, please
Get
come
myself all comfy.
Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
It's good to talk to you though. Oops. I already got a reset. I elbowed my split key. This is what happens, man. Speedrunning. This is why I made it so I can hit the reset button with my toe.
Me, Mario! Hello!
I know there's an undo split button. I know I said it. I just forget what it is.
Dear Mario,
Please come to the castle. I've baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
Peach.
They changed the OBS UI. I wish I could show it on stream. But they changed the connection thing and the live timer and the recording timer. And they changed little things. It's not noticeable if you're not familiar with OBS, but it is noticeable to me, which is a little frustrating. Yahoo! I have been doing N64 runs for the past couple days, but prior to that I had not done any in a hot second, so it's kind of wild to me to be playing on an N64 again. Also, I can't tell if Mario was running at full speed or not, and I really hope he was. There he definitely was. Because I know this controller has problems, but I don't need any more. And 64 controllers are hard to come by in good condition, both authentic or third party. Third party for the obvious reasons of every other third party controller. Authentic because the N64 controller is built like a lemon. I would consider, as much as I love the N64 controller, I would probably consider it the lemon of game controllers. It is very jank and weird. I'm not in love with it. Nice. Do 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 do. For as much practice as I've been doing, I don't fully expect us to PB tonight, but I'm gonna try. I did change up my route a little bit, so my splits are a little funky, but it's okay. It's not by much. I just went back to doing Dark World Reds and not doing sliding Cool Mountain. One less level entry exit, provided I do it right. Way to start my attempts. Fail cannonless. Oh. There we go. You believe in me? Thank you. Last time I did a run on timer, it was my first run on timer in like a year. I got like a 24 or something, so I'm not ridiculously behind my PB. I am a little behind, like 3 minutes is not, you know, right on top of my PB. Really good attempts. But it is still like not egregiously slow. When I ran this game for Extra Life a year ago, I ran a 28 or 27, I think, 2750 something. So I have been in a slump a lot worse than 24-minute times. And last night's run on timer I had some pretty big mistakes that I normally don't have in practice and stuff. So I think starting to get at a level where I can chase PBs again is absolutely doable. It's part of why I'm streaming this. Just because I can feel it. Oh, no. Wrong Dark Stripe. But, you know. I don't know if this camera angle is better or worse, because I keep looking at chat over here, which is a funky angle, but when I'm playing, I'd imagine it's pretty good. Feel free to leave constructive criticism about the stream layout. Just because I'm not an expert, despite how long I've been streaming. I'm thinking about redesigning, honestly. New borders, new layout, that sort of thing, but I'm also very comfy with my current setup. I guess that's part of why I'm considering redesigning, though, is the issue. Like, I'm comfortable with how it is, which makes me think I shouldn't, but then also I'm comfortable with how it is, which clearly means I've settled into a status quo. And I'd love to keep improving and keep trying and keep looking for new ways to do bigger and better things. I did lose time on that failed cannonless. One day I'll learn Owless. That day's not today. Like, realistically, I can probably crack sub 20 without knowing cannonless, so. I had too many pretzels before stream. I'm feeling some acid happen. Which is fine. I have water. I always do. I have to plan. Okay, this is a thing I can talk about. I have to plan the 200 follower special. Whoops. because we cracked 200 followers. Closer to my face? Okay. Yeah, there's not a great way for me to do that without obstructing my face with the microphone, because there's just a gap here that I can't really put anything in because the TV's down here. I have to look through that gap. I can put it in my desk over here, but then you're gonna get more crane arm than anything else. Realistically, I need a proper camera with a cam link so I can set it up on a tripod, like, to my right. But a cam link is like $100 and a proper camera is like 300 minimum. And then I'd have to get an HDMI cable long enough to do that and, you know, buy a tripod. What am I being congrats on? I don't... Oh, right, 200 followers, yeah. But yeah, so that's the deal with camera setup, is I could maybe... No, the spare chair is in use. I don't know. I'll workshop it for next stream. Oh, shoot. Yeah, just take the death. Take the time loss. I'm gonna end up with a little time loss in this level anyway, because the gold splits here are based on my old route where I did 3 stars in Kukul Mountain and not the red coins in Dark World. Even though I renamed them, I didn't touch the actual times. So, it's gonna look a little funky, but it's okay. But yes, 200 followers. I have to plan the long stream that doesn't end until I've hydrated to the extreme. I'm honestly thinking about blending it with a return to Banjo Week, because that got interrupted over the summer, and I said I'd come back with it and I didn't. And I also have some pretty special January concepts that I'm cooking up, so for late December? I don't know. But yeah, so I have some really cool ideas, and I have to do the Scarathon celebration. So there's a lot of things that I'm scheming for streams. Nice. I know it says time loss, but that was, other than the death, that was relatively smooth. If we get a good Bowser throw, this will be fine. Yeah, no, this is actually pretty smooth. I know it doesn't look like it, but... Yeah, tell me about it. I really like this game's 3D model design as well. I was talking about it last night with my roommate. So tell me about it. Tell me about the things you like, because I really like this. I like how squishy everyone looks. I like the low poly style. I love that when Mario's far away from the camera, he drops polys. It's really hard to see when it's fuzzy on the N64 CRT, but I like it. It's so goofy, yeah. It is so goofy, yeah. Let me see if I remember how to. There we go, yeah. I was having a really hard time with this star last night for whatever reason. I was having, like, it's a relatively easy star in the run, and I just couldn't get that initial jump over the sand dune right, and it was messing up the whole thing for me. Oops.
Here we go!
Yeah, we are a little behind the timer, but not by much. That's okay. That was more so set in Whomp's Fortress than Bowser's, I think. little bit in Cool Cool Mountain, just with the failed triple jump, but ooh, that's not helping things. There we go. Yeah, that is a little time loss. It's okay. That was goofy. I was trying to jump dive and use the rollout to go in the painting. Instead I got burned. That was a little goofy, Nice.
Here we go!
Ooh. Oh, barely any time lost. Easiest star in the run right here. I got a star. I just talked to Toad. It's actually the hardest star because you gotta press not save after that, and it's very easy to mash and end up hitting save.
Hego.
But yeah. Nice.
Here we go!
That was really slick. But I don't have a ton of time to get rolling rocks. Like, I'm still behind, even if I'm saving time in my splits, which sucks. The what? What was great? I forget what I was talking about. It was a stream of consciousness. Oh, yeah, Toadstar.
Here we go!
Nice. I had a gold split on that. It was really smooth. Yeah. Like, it's not RNG. There are specific Toads in Peach's Castle that always give you a star. So, like, I think it's like 3 of the 120 stars are just, you talk to a Toad. Oh, that's an interesting spot to catch Mips. Okay. But yeah, 3 of the 120 stars are you talk to the correct Toad, and he gave you one. But yeah, nice. Got him through. I want to learn the bit where I don't actually drop him. I just jump and sort of wiggle my way out of the door. I know it's quicker, but I don't actually know how you do it. Through the door. And fade to white, fade to white. Yeah.
Hego.
I also love the fact that that door yells at me about needing 30 stars and I just use a bunny instead. I love 16 star because it's jank. It's weird, man. Two, three, all the lag. This is your reminder that Nintendo just forgot to run a compiler. They forgot, it was like a single pound sign or something like that. And because of that, that submarine slows the whole game down significantly. Roll out. Oh! Going for the long jump and did not get it. Side flip. How are we gonna do this in the Green Demon Challenge today? Wait, I'm still in it. Still in it. Still in it. Still in Green Demon. Oh, there's the one up. I was gonna say I don't even know if the one up's still following me. And it immediately appeared. That was a successful Green Demon challenge. I avoided the one up. I love trying to see if I can do that. I really do. Like, because I'm trying to go through the level quickly, I feel like something that makes me feel like I genuinely got through it quickly is seeing that the one-up didn't have time to catch up to it. Damn it. Because if it didn't have time to catch up to me, then it probably was pretty quick. Because that's the whole thing with the Green Demon Challenge. The one-ups are really fast. They gun it for me. Which is super helpful. I would have had some time saved if I succeeded in my throw. Can hope and pray for really good BLJs. Because I don't have a bunny to get back out the door. But yeah, it makes me feel good about the split anyway. If I succeed in the Green Demon Challenge, I'm like, okay, now I just need good Bowser throws or good Bowser throw, singular. Alright. Speaking of just need good, I really gotta try to get this. I hate BLJs. That's a little fun fact for you about me. This is my least favorite trick. I know it's the most famous trick in the run. I'm just really inconsistent with it, and I'm bad at mashing. So I don't like it because the trick just comes down to mashing well. And I'm awful at mashing. Of all the things to be bad at, for me it's mashing. There we go. Don't need 50 stars. The stairs will be endless unless you have 70 stars. You'll never get past my endless staircase. What? I was through. I clipped into the stairs and Mario started pushing on them. They're constantly ascending. There we go. Had to make sure to lose some time there, I guess. Make it literally impossible for myself to PB. Oh, yeah. How do people even figure out these, well, good news, they're not hacks, glitches. Backwards long jump, it actually dates back to I think it's a 96, Brazilian gaming magazine article where somebody submitted, it wasn't the correct setup for it, but they submitted that if you long jumped around, you could send yourself up the stairs and through the star door. And then people kept researching and researching, and they found out that Mario doesn't have a cap on how fast he can move backwards. Because Mario can only go so fast forwards. There is a cap on how fast he can go when moving forwards. But backwards, they forgot to set one because they figured there's no way you're going to move that fast backwards. And lo and behold, you can angle your long jump to move yourself backwards and get it caught on low ledges like stairs and on corners and stuff, and repeatedly do several long jumps back to back. And it'll build speed even though you're just running into something until you slide through it. It has something to do with how, oh my lord, something to do with how collision is determined in the programming of this game. because it sort of just every frame it goes, where was Mario last? What is his speed value? Alright, because of that speed value, where should he be now? And if you get going fast enough backwards, it goes, well, where was he last? On one side of this door. His speed value is a quadrillion or whatever, you know? Really fast. Alright, with that in consideration, where should he be now? It's like, well, he should be on the other side of that door. And at no point did the game go, oh, he's touching the door. So he just goes through it. That's how we skip the 50-star door, and then the endless staircase isn't actually endless. There's just a thin, invisible wall that when you touch it, it warps you back down to the bottom. Of course, if you go fast enough, you never touch it. You just go through it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That felt really sour. I'm surprised it worked. Something about when I started playing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yo, no way. Nice, perfect throws. When I already can't PD, though. Other than the flub up, though, that wasn't a bad split. There's also a lot of just like, I want to do this thing. What can I do to make it happen? 23:02. I dropped a full minute from last night, though. When you think about it, that's pretty good. Improving. I'm gonna roll over these pretzels so I'm not tempted to eat more. Not because I don't want snackies. Snackies are great. Highly encourage the viewers at home to enjoy snackies, but because the salt is messing with my acid reflux. Or rather, it's causing me some. Cool. I'm gonna take your water before I reset.
It's me,
Mario.
Hello. Okie dokie.
Dear Mario,
I
please
love
come to the castle
this video
and
game.
bake a cake for me. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
Peach. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 ba do boo. Da ba ba da bum bum. I love that. I love hitting Z and R to the beat of the I guess it's considered a bass line. It's sort of the backing. The harmonic rhythm? No, that's not what a harmonic rhythm is. What sort of is? Ah, it was a little too on the bridge. I should really practice Lakitu skip. It's really early in the run. It's relatively easy to practice, and it does save a good deal of time. Like not a ton, but it is good time save. Bomb clip's the one that's crazy to me. It's this one here. I'm gonna focus on doing it, and then I'll explain it. So, what happens there is when you throw a bomb, it starts to explode, and part of a bomb exploding is it expands, it gets bigger. But if you're quick enough, you can grab it again before it explodes, and it's bigger, so when Mario holds it, it clips into Mario's model. And when Mario is clipped into things in this game, the game is told to always try to push him out of them. For obvious reasons, you don't want him stuck in a wall. So if he does get stuck in a wall, push him out of it. Makes sense. So he's holding this bomb and it's clipped inside him, so it pushes him back to try to get him out of it. But he's holding it, so it just comes with him, so it keeps pushing him back. And the bigger the bomb, the faster it pushes you back. So then you just let Mario slide backwards into the gate, and then you drop the bomb, and his dropping animation gives him just a little more oomph to be pushed through the gate. Nice.
Here we go!
Don't ask me about how they found cannonless. It just has something to do with so blast away the wall. You're supposed to get in a cannon and shoot yourself at that wall, and it breaks, and there's a star in there. But even before you break the wall, the star is always in there. So what you do is that little setup I do where I like backflip around the plank and punch and hang off the side and spin the camera. It just lags out the camera enough so when I brush up against the wall, it isn't fully solid, and Mario's fist gets just far enough in there to touch the star and it counts as grabbing it. And then I plummet to the ground and it plays the Stargate animation and I get the star. Also, the music cuts out. I don't know why the music cuts out. It's just a side effect of the fact that I'm not getting the star correctly. Like the little Stargate, you know, that thing. Doesn't play. This game is really fascinating. If you ever play it, highly encourage you trying this King Womp glitch, where you just go through him. It is shockingly easy. There is no special area for it or anything. You just jump and ground pound. That's all it is. When he goes to belly flop on you, just jump and ground pound and you go through him. Because the N64 wasn't good at making things that big that were moving characters. So he's just funky. That's why his face is so stretched out. That's why he's got pretty limited animations outside of Weeble wobbling. Besides the fact that, like, Womps all sort of Weeble wobble. It's that him specifically he's a biggin. So, highly recommend if you ever try to play the game to just try ground pounding for him. It's one of the things I've done since I was a kid. Like, he's just exactly. King Womp is just a little special. Okay, let's do not owlless. Let's do owl. There's a trick to do like a triple jump and a wall kick and to pull into the cage that I'm gonna fall into just right to like not have to ride this owl. You just wall kick off the cage and pull back into it or whatever. It's really weird. I don't know how to do it though. I do know how to grab an owl and drop into the cage though, the intended method. So, works for me. Nice. Shoutouts to the fact that I've broken even on the last 2 splits with my PB. So, just a little special. I love everything about this game. There are so many amazing little bits of trivia and little tidbits. Mario 64 is a fun game. It's got a lot of depth, a lot of cool trivia, and it's got really great movement mechanics. Oh my goodness. Oh. There we go. No, I'm not breaking even. Well, that's about the time it takes to get the slide. I just spent trying to punch that. I was gonna say, I'm not breaking even on this one, but then I remembered that the best time is still me doing the slide, so I still have a chance. We'll see how things look after Dark World, though. I do love that star where you're supposed to walk the penguin down and not get stuck in the snow or anything or hit because you'll drop him and all that, or you just jump off a cliff and slide, and you hold to the right a little bit when you slide and you're fine. It's one of the easiest stars in this whole run. Right next to talking to the toad outside of Hazy Maze Cave. That one's also really easy. Yeah, that looks like a big time save with the 40 seconds, but remember, we're gonna inherently lose time doing Dark World reds because our Dark World split does not account for doing red coins. And there are some detours you take doing red coins. So, we'll see. It's better to do it. Honestly, I remember early on I was discouraged to doing it, and for a while I didn't. But I'm at the point where I'm competent enough in this game where I want to do it. And it does save time to do Dark World reds if you can do it well. So getting down to consistent Dark World reds is pretty useful and pretty key to. Speaking of, good cycle there. No! Just threw off my cycles by ground pounding. Yeah, now I get zapped. It's because my A button is stuck. My A button's stuck down. It still works, but it's sensitive to touch. I don't have to actively press the button. I just sort of have to touch the button. And I still try to actively press it to make sure. Sometimes it pops back up, and sometimes it's not. Like just a gentle touch, and sometimes it is. And I just. Frame perfect wall jump on either side in order to get enough height to get up there. Oof, I almost ended up in the pipe. That would have been disastrous time loss. But yeah, so I keep accidentally pressing A before using, not because I'm like uncoordinated. I say I throw Bowser wrong. But because it's more sensitive than an N64 button should be, which messes with how I have the time pressing it. And I'm sure when I get a fixed controller, it's gonna mess with my timing. Oh, so we did lose time there. Oh, even though we're still ahead of PB by 4 seconds, so. With mistakes. That should tell you everything you need to know about me doing Dark World reds. What the hey? Why was I facing that way? But yeah, I really need to buy a new N64 controller, but as I mentioned earlier, oh my god, I gotta remember it's not that sharp of a turn. I always bonked there trying to do that dive. It's annoying, because like, getting a high quality one that will last usually means it's not shaped like this, which is usually a pro for a lot of people, but for me it's actually a con, because I really love how the N64 controller is shaped. There we go. Other people not so much. But, so if I want one with a good lasting buttons and stick, I gotta get a new shape of controller that's not as comfy to me. And if I want one that's shaped nice, I have to deal with the fact that it's gonna crap out on me. I'm gonna have to keep buying new sticks for a first party controller, or keep buying $20 third party controllers until their sticks wear themselves down so much they snap, or the buttons get stuck, or what have you. Where was the... okay. Where was the time loss there? I am ahead of schedule, but I guess I lost a couple seconds. I don't know what I could have done better, but... I thought that went pretty smoothly. Oh, you know what it was? It was the bonk. Sometimes I forget traversing to the painting as part of the split for each painting. So... and I'm gonna lose a little more time here because I burned my butt, unfortunately. Yeah. Not much, but a bunch of time losses that are not much adds up to a big time loss, you know? I used to have a split for this star. It was the dumbest thing I could have done because you're actionable right out of it. There's no cutscene for you to smack. Unless it's the game end star. that you really have no other choice but to, which I might start trying to hit with my elbow, but you have no other choice but to split as you grab the star. Make your splits when the screen fades out, so you can wait for the screen to go full fade, and then, you know, once the screen is all black or all whites, then you split it. That was scuffed. It was every kind of scuffed. That's why with Mips Clip I don't split until I've entered Dire Docks and the screen is all white. Just because that's the next fade out. It's a big mistake I made though, and I learned from it. Don't try to split for stars that are that don't involve a fade out cutscene. You know, it'll just cause you pain. And now we are officially at 0.7 seconds time-lapse. I don't really have a ton of opportunity to bring that back. So, that said, if I break even for the rest of the run and only lose 0.7 seconds, I would be ecstatic. You know? Come on. There we go. Nice. And on the fade out. Nice! We saved 3 seconds. Plenty can still go wrong here, so I'm just... Oh, it's like that. That camera angle is really bad because the submarine loads in despite the fact that you can't see it. That's why I turned the camera like this. Because Nintendo forgot like a single symbol. I forget if it was like a comma or an apostrophe or a pound or what it was, but either way, they forgot a single symbol, and so there's a line of code that doesn't get run to run a compiler, which basically optimizes the game automatically. It cuts out any coding junk that's only there because humans need it to understand it. Because that never got run, that submarine lags the game out way past. So, runners who don't run on the Virtual Console re-release on the Wii have to turn their camera to the side and avoid looking at the submarine until absolutely necessary. I know a lot of high-level runners will do front sub where you climb up the nose of it, but it's way tighter. And as we know, I struggle with consistency, so there's a more doable trick. No green demon challenge. That time it just cut me off though, so it's not necessarily going slow here, although that was up against the wall. Hard. Just in case. I usually don't end up needing it, but I always worry. I'm a worry wart, so. Upsy daisy. Slidey downy. What's the opposite of upsy daisy? Downsy Luigi? That's a awful joke. Pretty funny. Of course I'd be standing and all messed up and ugh. Gold split. Alright. This is the part where I lose enough time in backwards long jumps to be behind PB before I even enter the final level. be the first time that's happened. It would still devastate me, but no, I'm manifesting good BLJs. Good gameplay, manifesting. I've been practicing. I'm feeling good. Let's put that practice to use. Here we go. Almost. I caught a couple stairs, but not enough stairs consecutively. Mash like my life depends on it. I hate that I caught a stair and then dropped it there. What? Mario turned around at the last second. How does that happen? I might post that as a clip, because I don't know what just happened. The pros of my camera being so far back is that you can't as easily see the ugly faces I make when I try to mash that hard. Because God, who wants to mash that hard? That's infuriating to me, that I had such a good BLJ, and then Mario turned around, question mark? That was awful. I still, like, he somehow triggered the door? He slowed down at the last minute or something? Something triggered the door, which caused him to turn around and look at it. Which then caused all that momentum to push me towards Wet Dry World. It would be funny if I entered Wet Dry World, because that's a thing that can happen on the Infinite Staircase, because the Infinite Staircase is, like, directly above this. If you rub up against one of the walls, you'll end up clipping through the stairs and launching yourself down onto this floor. Just so happens that you're lined up to be launched into Wet Dry World. Okay, this is getting hard to mash on. Yeah. Lo and behold. Look at that timer. Manifested, baby. I'm so... It's the opposite of chuffed. So... peeved. Disappointed, displeased. Frustrated. I could choke like that. Who needs a rumble pack though with the way I shake my controller when I'm trying to mash? I'm getting red in the face. Please. Call bull on that. I call bull on this too. Simple challenge. Call bullshit on that. Grab it with your teeth. What is all you need? Mario, please scoot that plumber booty up these stairs. Begging you. cannot sustainably keep doing this. We're already a full minute behind PB and not through the first star door. Just gonna... I am getting red in the face trying to mash this hard. I'm an abysmal masher. What? Again, we caught the stair and he stopped. He stopped long jumping. Come on. Thank you. Oh. One more set. Yeah, 4 minutes of time loss. I'm still not in it. Please. Please. I cannot sustainably mash like that. Oh my god. 4.5 minutes of time loss. Okay. Here we go. Watch me have perfect throws, Perfect Bowser in the sky, gold split it, just to rub it in my face. That's scuffed. I'm mad at that actually. There's no bigger choke than literally on the last important trick. Like, the only time I've ever choked bigger is continuously falling down from the top of this level for a full 5 minutes after getting like golds several times and perfect BLJs, and I think I have a screenshot of it somewhere where I dropped like a full like 5-6 minutes of Bowser in the sky for no reason. I just fully choked. It's gonna be a colossal PB, and I think the sum of best segments for me is sub 20. I'd have to check. Maybe I should set it to show me sum of best so I know what's achievable. Okay, that throws. It's crazy. Lo and behold, though, I had a really good Bowser in the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's the sketchy one, because the game drops frames when the floor is falling off the character. So it's always sketchy to try to throw him during that and like wait for the flag to go away. I'm so far behind. It really didn't look like he did that. We just run a 26. Yeah, we only lost 2 seconds in that segment from one failed throw. So that fully would have been a PB if I didn't spend 5 minutes trying to BLJ, and now my forearm hurts from tensing up trying to match. God, I love Mario 64. If it didn't get clipped already, I'm going back and clipping that weird glitch, man. I had to point my fan at me. Jesus, was bad. Oh, turn off global hotkeys so I can search for the snipping tool and not accidentally affect my splits here. Because I had 8 seconds time save at Fire Sea, so I would have PB'd by like 6 seconds if I didn't flub up BLJs. Choked.
Mario! The power of the stars is restored to the castle. And it's all thanks to you. Thank you, Mario. We have to do something special for you.
Here we go!
Listen, everybody. Let's bake a delicious cake. For Mario. Mario!
Sorry, tic-tac typing away in the Discord. Posted my tangent to a Discord with a screenshot of my splits because oh my god, this is ridiculous. Turn back on global hotkeys. Let's run it again. I am mad about that. That's so frustrating. That's so gut-wrenching.
It's me,
You know?
Mario!
Like you said, that's crazy. That I could be doing so well and then
Okie dokie.
fail BLJs and that's it.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle.
there's some
I have baked a
water.
cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
Man. Watch me get an awful run with perfect BLJs that don't matter because I can't save the run anyway. Laugh my ass off, I would. I'm excited because tomorrow I'm going to be submitting my application to get a passport. It's pretty cool. My college has a program where if you got a good enough GPA your freshman year, or like during halfway through your sophomore year or something like that. I don't know. It's confusing. But if you have a good enough GPA, you can get a passport reimbursed. Like you submit your stuff through the school, like or an on-campus held event, and pay to get a passport, and the school reimburses you for it, and it's supposed to encourage us to do study abroad and stuff because, you know, a barrier for study abroad is the cost, because not only do you have to pay to study abroad, but if you don't have a passport, you have to pay to get a passport, you know?
Here we go!
But me, a person who really wants to travel and is just generally kind of poor, saw that and went, you're telling me as long as I have the money up front to pay for this passport, I'm gonna get reimbursed and be able to get a free passport. So for the next 10 years, all I have to worry about if I want to travel is booking a place to stay and a flight, you know, or a boat or whatever, or just driving to Canada. I am in Vermont. Canada's not a long. Canada's like a 2-hour drive from my college. Like it's not far for me to go to Canada. I know Canada, you don't need a full passport if you're driving up from the States because it's a neighboring country and you're traveling by land and like all that. But even then, I don't have to worry about whatever secondary documentation they want me to have, any hassle. It's just bing bang boom. I have a passport, you know? Make sure I look good for the photo. My glasses are broken with big old tape, so unless I get an email from the mail center before my appointment for my passport thing tomorrow that says my new glasses came in, I'm gonna be my broken glasses from Basil sitting on them is gonna be immortalized for the next 10 years. It's also funny